Yo, YouTube, what's going on? Mike, got another video. This video is going to be interesting because I think it's a video that a lot of people haven't talked about. And shout out to you on Instagram who asked me this question, because I never really thought about it as an aspect, a part of appliance repair for like, say, newer people. So, like, for instance, he asked me, what if I'm on a job or a warranty job and I can't fix it? And I'm like, and I thought about it when I was answering him, like, you know, there's nothing that we really can't fix, but at the same time, I know what he's talking about, because I'm working for a company, and working through when I was working for a company, I pretty much, there were situations where, let's just say we're the third company out there, and you'll probably have this in home warranty too, but this is more or less for like Home Depot or Lowe's, I believe. And third company out there couldn't fix the issue, and once you're going behind people, it's always, the customer's already like, you know, you're not gonna fix it, you know, so you always got to try to prove them right. It's been situations like that where I've went behind a couple companies and fixed the issue because I know what it is. That's happened a lot of times, but there's been times where, all right, for instance, the Samsung ice makers, I'll go back to those. Initially, when we first had issues with them, and they came out with all these fixes for them, but there's been times where I'll do the fix or something, it still didn't work. So in those situations, it's like you have to get it either reassigned or they have to get it replaced, depending on what it needs to be fixed. Because sometimes there's things that are too expensive or not cost effective to fix, so they push it to buyout or to be replaced. Now, like I said, retail and home warranties do it differently. Home warranties, they give you, you know, monies. I don't know, there was one warranty that actually you could pick from a catalog and buy from them, but I can't remember what warranty company it was. But most warranty companies, they just give you a buyout, you know, give you some money toward a replacement. That's pretty much it. But yeah, going back to if you just can't fix it with a home warranty company, and I tried to answer him and say, there's nothing, I mean, if you misdiagnose it, which is, like I said, happened to me too, you know, it still happens to me here and there. More or less it happens because I do so much work. For instance, if you guys follow my Instagram, I did a Whirlpool gear case assembly. Now, initially, that week I had 3 calls, suspension rods, were all Whirlpool. 2 of them, fine. 1 recall. This 1 recall, so I get back there and I really pay attention onto what it's doing. Like, I have the top up while it's in the spin cycle with clothes in there, because I always tell people, give me clothes so I can just make it as real as it can. And as I'm seeing it spin, I see the tub is just wobbling too much. And then after that, I check the gear case shaft. Shaft is shaking too much. With the tub, I didn't just take it all apart, but I shook the tub and I'm like, it's shaking too much. So I'm like, all right, we need a gear case. Warranty company approved it, and went out there, fixed it, tried it with clothes in it when I was done, and it worked out. Everything worked. So that was kind of a misdiagnosis, only because that pattern of repetition, I'm like, all right, this is what it is, without really doing my due diligence and to really see. And that's rare. That's really rare too. So sometimes it happens like that with misdiagnosing. But another thing, so yeah, when there's nothing that you can't really fix, but let's just say you run into something that's just too complicated for you, I'm pretty sure you can get it reassigned. Certain things, like when I go there, and I don't do seal system for warranty companies, so when I go do there, see if it's a seal system, I let them know, hey, it's a seal system, blah blah, just get my service charge and just move on, and, you know, get it to another company that do seal systems. So that's in most cases. But something that I just can't fix, or if something, like I said, usually it's just misdiagnosed, or you did diagnose it right and did fix it, but something else is wrong with it. Or for instance, I had a GE combo unit and got there dead on arrival. Dryer worked, so I know it's getting power. I checked the board, to the board, I'm getting power going to the board, but nothing out of it. So get the board, replace it, I got power now. but when I hit, because it's full of water, pretty much died full of water. And when I, all right, let me spin it out. It didn't lock yet. It just started draining out water. And once it tried to lock to go on a spin, chick. So door lock is bad. I'm like, damn. So, and I checked out everything else. I tried to put in diagnostic mode, but it's just, got the door lock, came back. You know what else is bad? Speed sensor. But it wasn't giving me the code when I was, because it couldn't engage to spin because of the door lock. So it's like, things like that happens a lot, and it gets to the point where, especially if it's a warranty job, you let the warranty company know, I need this part, need that part, and if they want to cover it, they want to cover it. If they don't, they don't. In that situation, they didn't want to cover the door lock, but I got it anyway, just to see what the customer, and for myself too, because I don't like when I don't fix things. Like, that's one thing that's challenging. I mean, that challenges me, I guess. It's like, I don't like to get beaten, and there's certain times when it happens, and I was talking to a good friend. I'm like, I had this LG ice maker, and it was just, I get there, ice maker motor is stuck and it's bent up into it. I'm all right, I have the ice maker, replace it. Next thing you know, a couple hours later, he says I'm getting the error code ER1S. So I'm like, or IS, whatever you want to call it. But I'm like, damn. So I'm thinking maybe it's the defective ice maker. Get another ice maker. I look it up through the model on Sears, and what happened was I didn't get the exact part number. So when I got back with the part, the wiring harness was kind of different. But I'm like, all right, let me just plug it in, see if it worked, reset it, no code, let me just see. A couple hours later, the code, he calls me back with the code. I'm like, all right, let me just do my research on this, get this, like, the right part. I get the right part. But in the meantime, customer tells me, oh, it's making ice, it's just the code is on there, but it's making ice just fine. So that code is something, it's either a couple things. Could be an ice fan, ice maker motor, or sensor, but it's going to tell you ice maker sensor too, but when the motor's not working, the same code will come up. So I'm like, something's not, either the sensor's bad on the ice maker, because when I put it, the ice making ice, so it's making ice, code is still there. So I go back again, and with another ice maker, put that ice maker in. As soon as I put it in, I didn't even have to reset it, the code goes away. I'm like, okay, so it senses it's good, boom, it should make ice. Doesn't make any ice, so at all. Code comes back later, 4 times, so this is the 4th time I go out there. So now my technician mindset is telling me, okay, let me, I know this, I still have the old ice maker. I just kept everything on standby. Mind you, at all this whole time, I'm only out one ice maker, so I only paid, because I returned the one that wasn't working and all that. So I only paid for one, so I'm still not losing on the job. I still made what the part was and the labor and all that. So I'm still not losing. That's the main thing I'm thinking in my mind. At the same time, is like, I can't, you don't want to lose any on the job. So what I did was, the ice maker that was in there, I pretty much took it out, took the sensor off that ice maker, put it on the sensor that with the ice maker that was working, and fixed. Haven't had a call back, nothing. So it's just like, sometimes even for me, I mean, things will beat you up, it's just, you just got to stick at it. And especially with, I might have been there 4 times, and I might have thought I wasn't losing, because all right, the job is in an area where I work a lot, so it's with other jobs, so I'm just stopping by. So it's not like, oh, I'm not using on gas or that much. So I'm like, all right, I'm still good, I'm still in the green. But at this point, at the 4th time I'm there, I'm like, I don't even really care. I just want it fixed. Even if I have to put a little bit more money out to make sure it's fixed, I just want it fixed. So sometimes it's just like that. It's a learning experience. I know, you can't really expect that sometimes, but you don't get the right part. But it happens. So yeah, if you don't, so my main thing in this video is, it shouldn't really happen to you guys that much, where certain things need to be reassigned. Maybe in the beginning, but at some point it's gonna be a goal for you to fix everything that you run into. Either it's going to be too expensive and the customer doesn't want to fix it, or the warranty company doesn't want to fix it, but at least you know what it takes to be fixed. So my whole thing, but you know, like I said, to answer his question, I'm like, I'm pretty sure you can get it reassigned if it's something that's too difficult, or something that's even, let's say, if you're with a warranty company and you need parts for it, and it's just expensive, and you're not trying to put that much money out on parts. But hey, in my mind, I say if they're approving it with my markup, I'll take that and then get my money. You know, it takes money to make money. That's just how it goes with anything. Well, not everything. If you're working for somebody, it doesn't. But when you're in business, it takes money to make money. That's just how it is. So, but like I said, one thing I keep stressing, I've been even on jobs and I don't have the tech notes for it, or I have to go on Applianceology or go on the internet, find somewhere where I can find it while I'm there, because that's mainly what the issue is when it comes to diagnosing, not having the information to fix it or what to do. But once you get that information, you know, that's just all you can do. Like, if I ran into a Samsung washer, she said it's not spinning right, but no codes are popping up. Luckily, I have some tech manuals in my clipboard for certain washers that I see. So luckily, I had one for this one. So I'm going through it, see what the code is. I'm only getting a UE, which is an unbalanced. But when I put it in manual spin in test mode, it spins just fine. But when you're doing it through the cycle, or even if you put it on the drain spin cycle, all it does is just cycle. Sounds like it's trying to drain. I got the main PCB for it, but I got some information from good buddies on Instagram, and that's why I'm like, I never know enough to not get help from anybody or any type of suggestions to check the pressure switch. So when I go back with the part, I'm gonna test all that first before I even install the part, because I'm like, all right, if I can fix it, you know, or if it's just something simple like that, then all right, good. That'll be great. And I learned something, and I'll know next time what to look for before I even order a part. But you know, I did my due diligence on what the manual said and what I was supposed to do, and if nothing else, get the main PCB. So, you know, motor and everything checked out good, and that's just how it is sometimes with appliances. A lot of things I've learned over the years through experience on certain things I run into, and I'm like, I know it's this because I've been through the runaround with it. So that's just how it goes sometimes. But yeah, don't be afraid to approach things that you don't know, but just humbly be confident. Be like, there's nothing I can't fix. And that's how I step to things all the time, man. There's nothing I can't fix. Anything. You know, I don't even just put it to appliance repair. You know, sometimes even with electronics, I know I probably can fix this if I take the time to do it, but I don't take the time to do it. You know what I'm trying to say, though. So yeah, I just I told him too, I'm like, that was a great question. I'll address that in the video, because sometimes people, you know, are afraid to say, you know, what if I can't fix it, you know? And to be honest with you, in my first years of starting appliance repair, I went through the same thing. I'm like, what if I can't fix this? Like, and then that mindset, I had to take it out. It's not that I can't fix it, I just don't know how to fix it, because that's just mainly what it is, you know? I mean, you gotta just, you know, try to find the knowledge, and that's pretty much what I wanted to go there about. And you know, it took me time to realize that. I just didn't go into appliance repair knowing that. So, you know, to the new guys, yeah, if you can't fix something, if you're with a warranty company, get it reassigned. If you know, most likely you can, or it's just tell them that you need a second opinion. That's the best way I would word it. Another thing too, if you're doing it on a COD customer, all I would say is refund them their money, or at least, you know, I don't know if you charge them for the labor, or if you go there and you initially diagnose it, get a part, you misdiagnose it, and you know, things like that. You know, that's why thank goodness it hasn't happened to me on any COD call at all. I mean, at all, you know, because I started doing COD on my own as, you know, me being a business owner with all the years of experience that I have. So I'm already past that point where I feel like I can't fix anything or anything like that. But in the early, like I said, you know, I don't know, everybody's mindset is different. So I don't know if new guys starting out already have that mindset, which is great, you know. I just didn't when I first started out. I mean, I was confident in a lot of things, but you know, there's a lot of things that I didn't see. And to this day, you know, I've learned now. Back then, when I'm like, well, I'm always gonna run in things. I'm never gonna see it all. That's just how it's gonna be. You know, there's new appliances coming out all the time, and as the years go by, you know, if you're not doing first-year warranties, certain appliances you're not gonna see within that first year. You know, and then certain people have warranties. Certain people have warranties from retail. So after that 5 years is probably when you might see a certain appliance. You know it all. But once you know how something works, once you know how you can approach it where, okay, this is a dryer not heating, you know, no matter how it looks, what style it is. Certain things, like a washer not draining, or, you know, there's certain elements that's gonna make it, you have to look for first. But just like a dryer, there's times where it's the motor that you might need because it's not heating, or sometimes it's the control board you need because it's not heating, not just the sensors or the element. So, you know, you just have to approach it like you are gonna fix it. So that's pretty much it. I didn't want to make this video too long. I always try to do the videos when I'm headed to a job, so sorry about the beeping. I'm working on getting a mic, but you know, busy working. If you guys are starting or started your new business in this field, you know how it is trying to, you know, especially if you're busy and you're consistently busy, you know, there's not enough time in the day sometimes. That's just how it is. And you got family, I got other things I'm doing, and it's just trying to keep up with YouTube. And I try to answer everybody's questions when I can, hopefully in a timely manner. Nobody's barked at me yet, so that just is what it is. But yeah, I appreciate him. I think it was he said he's starting his business up soon too, so congratulations to him. Everybody that's that has the ability to drive to start a business, that's great. You know, everybody takes different routes to everything they do, and you know, everybody has their own opinion as well. But to me, there's no, as long as you are satisfied and you have your own level of success in life, nobody can tell you nothing. Do it how you want to do it. If you take the route for working for people, great. That's the route I took. That's the route that, and check out Appliance Apprentice too. You know, he tells you what he's going through and how he's doing it and his experience. Because at the end of the day, I feel like I can relate to his experience a lot. Riding with somebody doing a lot of calls, and you're getting a lot of experience condensed in one. To where if you started your own business, you're not getting that much calls, you're not getting that much experience. But when you're working for a company, and you're seeing so much every day, and you have to diagnose it and get it, and hopefully make sure you get it right, because you know, you want to get jobs done for the company. You don't want to have to go back when you have a day full of work, you know, like to another job that's a recall. You want to just make sure you get all new calls. So when you're going through training with somebody and you're seeing things every day, they're teaching you their methods, their tips and secrets, it's like you get a different aspect to this appliance repair. You know, it's like a lot of things. Like I was charging up at I was on a recharge on a compressor. Somebody asked me on my Instagram, well, how do you know when it's full? And it's like, I couldn't really explain it because how I was taught. I mean, I was taught methods the right way as well, with using certain meters and temperatures, but I was taught to by an older guy, and he's had an old school method. Make sure I feel the lines. Make sure the evaporator line's not frosted, make sure it's sweating back, you know, depending on the temperature, especially if it's in the garage or something like that, you know. So there's ways I know when the compressor is full and not overcharged, and what to look at on my gauges, and to know what ounces the compressor actually takes, because you know, different compressors take, but there's usually 6 ounces, 6.5, you know, there's I want to say common amount, but for LG linear compressors, those readings sometimes are way different. So but anyway, yeah, just make sure you do your due diligence. This appliance repair, you cannot approach it lightly, and you know, anyway, you got to get the training and get the information. You know, you guys have been on my channel, or if you knew, you'll see plenty of videos where I say the importance of technical information and getting this job done, because I'm not in this business to lose money or to misdiagnose. It happens. I mean, like I said, recalls, you know, if I'm doing 7 to 8 or 9 to 10 calls a day, you know, I'm probably gonna have 3 to 4 recalls that week. You know, that's just what it is sometimes. Now, if I'm doing 4, 5, 6 calls a day, I might get 1 or 2 maybe, and sometimes I might get 3 or 4. It all depends on the appliance, what it is, the issue, what it's doing. Sometimes I'll get no recalls in a week, which is great, you know. So you gotta you can't let it discourage you. Sometimes it's frustrating for me, and I explain to my wife, who does my office side of it. You know, sometimes it's not just the office side that is frustrating. Sometimes it's the technical side, or things just get to you, or I'm like, I thought, just like that ice maker I was just talking about. So, but anyway, guys, I know I said I was doing videos every Friday or whatever, but whenever I feel like it, I'm gonna do it, and that's just what it is. Hopefully the sound is okay. I mean, I know I keep stressing that, but I want people to get this information to really hear it if you can, because I feel like, you know, it really helps. But anyway, let me get to the job, and oh, I'm on a recall too. Figures. Take care.